Welcome everybody. This is going to be the first video of a series of vlogs that I'm going to be doing. A lot of people want to know what the day-to-day is like. I know that I like following content like that, so I thought I would share a day in the life of Janci. We have 2 flips on the go right now, and so I'm going to take you along. I've been doing some video, I just haven't been sharing it. And now is the time to actually share it with you. It's not even only going to be about real estate, but I have a weight loss journey that I'm wanting to share as well. And hopefully that'll inspire some people and maybe some other moms out there that want to do something for themselves. I know it was a huge adjustment when I became a mom. I was able to just do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. And then now you're having someone else to take care of, and you are at the beck and call of their lives. And I love my kids, and this was the reason I got into real estate, was to be able to spend more time with them, to not have to send them to daycare, and I can be at home with them, which is exactly what has happened, and it's amazing. And hopefully this journey will inspire some other young real estate ladies out there, that they can do it too. Absolutely, you can do it. I'm not gonna say it's not hard. Like, some days are like crazy, and just dealing with coordinating contractors and everything like that. Not every day is a walk in the park. Like, I feel like a lot of times I deal with the guys like brothers. Like, we can talk trash to each other and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I'm still running a business, and obviously they are too. And I think I've built a really good team around me, and everybody gets along, and things have just been going really good. So I want to share that journey with you guys, and hopefully you'll want to come. And this will be the first of many. So if you want to subscribe, come on. I will gladly have you come and subscribe. And if there's anything that you guys want me to touch on, for sure, reach out and let me know, because I'm doing this for you guys. And also just to look back one day and realize, man, that was so cool, or man, I look so silly, or whatever, you know. But I just want to share the journey. A topic I want to cover in this first vlog is dealing with the unexpected. So here is a perfect example of what happened at the latest flip that we have going on. I will set the tone. 7:30 on a Saturday morning, I believe it's January 2nd. I get a phone call from the sellers because it was a private sale. I thought, why the heck is somebody calling me at 7:30 in the morning? Like, this isn't the time or the place. I'll call them back later. 9:30 rolls around, I give them a call. They're in deep panic mode. I said, what's going on? They're like, we had a fire last night, and part of the garage has been burnt. The shed is gone. We need you to come here right away. We don't want you to back out of the deal. Like, we just don't know what to do. So I'm like, are you guys okay? Like, is everything fine? They're like, oh yeah, for sure. Like, we were awoken by the police department at 5:30 in the morning. We still don't know what happened. Everything was out. Like, we took possession in 10 days. They had already moved the bulk of their stuff out. There was nothing in the shed, nothing in the garage, just their vehicle, so they just pulled it out. So now I said, well, just phone your insurance company. I've never had to deal with that. I'm not sure if any other investors out there have dealt with that, because conditions had been removed. Like, we'd been way past that. We're before possession date at this point. So had to deal with the insurance companies. Everything did end up working out fine, and I knew it would. Just a little bit of hassle to try and get everything done. We had to coordinate with lawyers and with the Restarex team to try and get everything remediated. So now we are, March? We're 2.5 months later. Now work can commence because it's pretty much springtime. All the snow's gone. So all that stuff on the garage is getting fixed and replaced. So So they just had to put the deposit down on their side. And then I am the one that they have to coordinate with moving forward. So a little bit different situation. I don't know if they deal with that quite often as well, but you know, you don't stress about it. On the bright side, I was like, man, well, I get all new siding, some shingles, a new window, a new door. So whoever's going to be buying this house, there's no structural damage. It was literally like burnt the siding off and some shingles and eaves troughs, but they're replacing the entire everything, not just one side. So whoever's going to be buying this house is going to get a sweet garage, fully brand new. And I'm excited for the next person. I think it's going to look awesome. We have, what do we got going on? Painting of the siding. That was a last minute decision. We weren't planning on doing that. It wasn't necessarily in the budget, but man, does it ever make a huge difference. I think just for curb appeal, we just had to do it. Sometimes you just have to make those decisions. I did save some money on finding some cheaper laminate, so I was able to kind of justify spending those extra bucks. So stuff like that. As you can see, all those pictures, it was not cool. And it smelled really smoky in the backyard for quite a few weeks. It's okay now. But yeah, those are some things you just gotta deal with. Same thing with like taking appliances out of the door. Well, the door frames were too narrow. And like there's so many little things in day to day. I'll have to do another walkthrough of a house and show you all the little things that come up that you need to make decisions like that. Like for example, the cold air returns were in the wall. We took the wall out, obviously. When we put the island in, the cold air returns are now sitting exactly in the floor where the stools would go. So every time you would try and take your stool out, you're gonna be grinding over those cold air returns. Well, that makes no sense. This is the first house we've ever had where that location didn't fall underneath the island. So it just was like super awkward. And luckily we were able to move it like last minute. And we do have the cold air returns underneath the island, which is awesome. So now we just have laminate all throughout. We've noticed that this house is very out of level. Well, not out of level, out of square. Like walls are not square. The cabinet guy had to shim a lot of things. The ceilings, like this is what you deal with in old houses. A lot of people say, well, why don't you do the cabinets all the way to the ceiling? They look beautiful. Yes, they absolutely look beautiful. And I would love to do that in every single flip. But here's what happens. When I am trying to get cabinets to go all the way and even put a crown molding up top or anything like that, it doesn't work. It looks terrible. And here's why. The ceilings are always crooked. It happened at my house. We have tile all the way from the countertops all the way up to the ceiling. And I know the tile is perfect. The countertops are perfectly level, gets to the ceiling. And I have a gap like this all the way to a sliver to the end. Luckily, I've hit it with some like staging and stuff, but this happens every single time when I do kitchens. And I just say, no, 30-inch kitchen, like cabinets, uppers, that's all I can do. Because you can totally tell. And I know other people give suggestions on like, oh, you should do this and this looks nicer. Absolutely. Like, I'm totally with you. First problem is cost. Second problem is it square? And most times I'm dealing with, no, it's not. And I know some trades, like they don't like doing anything but new builds because everything is square. And when my guys come to my job site, like they have to fight with, how are we gonna make this look good and kind of hide the fact that this wall was built crooked in 1964. You know what I mean? So those are things, if you are flipping, you will run into this sort of stuff. Even with floors, you start on one side, you get to the other side, you're out by an inch and a half. So getting creative with like trying to, you know, not hide them, but just, yeah, okay, we're hiding it. But like doesn't matter who's installing it, it's gonna not work, right? But examples of other houses, I'm trying to think. There's been a few. I'll drop some pictures in here, and the fridge is not fitting, or the gable is straight and the wall's not straight, so it looks like this, and you put a fridge in there and you can totally see that. What else? Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, there's always unforeseen stuff that happens, a lot of times right before possession, which if you don't have a strong stomach for things changing quickly, maybe it's not for you. I've definitely got better at adapting to things on the fly. I think that's one benefit of what I do. Guys will phone me. What do you want to do? There's this, and this happening. What do you want? And so I make the decision, because literally they're standing there waiting for me to make a decision. So just if it's how much is it going to cost? Well, okay, it's something that obviously needs to be done. Like the sewer line, there was a flip early on in our early days. Holy buckets. We were a week before possession. I was pregnant with Corbin at the time. I had a general contractor doing the whole job for me. And it worked out great. But then we had an engineer's report. We got a pony wall made, and then it was like somebody shoved old concrete down the sewer line. So they're going and putting all the taps in. We're like final week of getting stuff going, and all the water's backing up. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So he's like, okay, I'll investigate. They jack up the floors to check the sewer line. The sewer line is completely collapsed. But yeah, the first foot is full of concrete. Okay, well, first that's on them, which yes, they did pay for part of it, but the remaining of the sewer line needed to be replaced. Why we didn't look into that in the beginning, I'm not 100% sure, but now I know that. And then also what happened, oh, we discovered there was no water heater. We're a week before possession. These are usually things I'm on site and I can tell, or somebody brings this stuff up. So I needed a water heater. I had to do a pony wall and a new sewer line in the last week before we listed it. That was a close to $15,000 price tag in the last week of this renovation. Talk about stress. Like, if you are getting into real estate, just be prepared that stuff happens, and you can either freak out about it, which I did, I'm sure, at the time, and I'm pregnant. Actually, like, I delivered Corbin at that point. So I now have a brand new baby. Trying to manage the general contractor as well and deal with all of these issues, and thinking, okay, where am I going to come up with the money to get this renovation done? Which we did have the money there, but also it was a major undertaking. We paid more in the renovation than we did for the actual home. So I wouldn't recommend that to any new investor out there. When your renovation is more than the cost of your house, maybe have a look at that again. Maybe don't take that one on. There's other properties that I've gotten for $60,000, $50,000, $65,000. Okay, those are smoking deals. And if the renovation is bigger than that, I would say fine. Because if I would turn around the next day and sell it, I'd be able to sell it, no problem. So those ones I would say is okay. But for those other ones, man, that was a learning experience. I think we're on house like 21 now. So man, look at that, 21 houses, lots of learning lessons, a buy in the beginning and a sell. So 42 transactions really in the last 4 or 5 years. Had 2 babies in that time. Moved, flipped in my own house that I'm living in now. Yay, it looks good. But you know what? I wouldn't trade it in for anything. Like, I created this life for myself and I absolutely love it. I get to pick up my kids from school and drop them off, and I have the freedom to do everything that I want to do. But there are times when stuff's happening and boom, you gotta drop everything and go. We do have some rentals as well. And I'm just finding that was taking a little bit too much time. So we're transitioning out to get property management in those. But at the time, in the beginning, we couldn't afford that. And we just thought, well, we can do this, which some, I would say 90% of the rentals we have, they're self-sufficient and they're great tenants, and we have zero issue and very low turnover. So no issues there. But eventually I will transition out of it. I think you get to a point as an investor where that's the whole point of doing this. Like, property manage your stuff in the beginning, even do the physical labor on your flips in the beginning so you can learn. And then as you get better, as you get, more investors on the path, then you can start offloading some of that stuff. I think I've gotten better at project managing as well. I never really was planning on taking that on, but I do really enjoy it, and I think I'm good at it. I did have a trade tell me one time, he's like, all of us did a job somewhere else, and we were like chickens with our heads cut off. And he's like, I don't think we realized how much you help us to stay organized and to stay on schedule. But yeah, you obviously run a tight ship, and it's nice working on your job sites, and I pay them on time. So once they finish the job, if they send me the a portion of the invoice, they're literally paid the next day. So I know that they appreciate that, and I appreciate their hard work as well. So it's reciprocated. But anyways, those are some tips and some insights as to go with the flow. Hopefully it was something that you guys enjoyed. We will keep doing videos like this as long as you like them. Let me know what you guys want to learn about. Drop them in the comments. And to all those investors out there, man, you're doing a great job. For all those wannabe investors, reach out, call me, message me, whatever. I'm always open to talking about real estate. I'm in a small market, so it can be done anywhere. And if you say my market's no good, you know what? Then it's no good. Like, if you have that mindset that there's no good deals, then there will be no good deals. Last year I flipped the most houses I've ever flipped in a whole year, and most people ran away saying, this is a terrible time, you can't find any good deals, blah 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 blah. It's all about your mindset. I think I'm gonna have another great year, and I'm excited for it. I'm looking for more deals right now, and I want to take you guys along for the ride. So yeah, good luck to you guys, and we'll talk soon.